down because kids keep on like bumping against them and picking at them, and it's really disrespectful. So one of them actually fell down recently, so they had to put it back up.
Yeah. Are the tables kind of against them, so it's hard to? No.
There's an entire aisle where it's just kids keep on like leaning on them and bumping on them, and they're like in line. It's not respectful at all.
Yeah, it's tough when you have something on the walls. The reason we put them there in that location was so that it would absorb some of the noise from the cafeteria, because if you just have bare walls, it kind of bounces off and makes it louder. And so we thought having the wool there would make it a little bit
They
less
should put
noisy.
something like that in the gym, because when we're eating in the cafeteria, we can hear them in the gym.
Oh, I
all
bet.
around.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
Yes.
Oh.
It's okay. We'll just splice it, so.
Okay, so you're an art teacher here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were involved in a lot of the projects, like the murals that are around the school?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. I started here 12 years ago, and my first year here, they had already written a grant for the weavings that are up. Actually, I don't know whose classrooms or whose now, but the weavings that are pieced together up at the top of the stairs on the brick by the bathrooms upstairs.
Those are the that's the 5th and 4th grade hallway.
Yes, okay, so, and that's what it was when I was here too. So, yeah, when at my first year here, that was already in the process of coming to our school. So I kind of sat in on the committee that year, and then helped out also with the weaving. And I actually had the artists sleep at my house. So when we do residencies, sometimes they need to find places to stay because they don't live around here. And so it was really fun to learn her art and have her stay at my home and talk about her life as an artist that travels and so on. So it was really fun.
How long were you an art teacher here?
So I was an art teacher for 12 years here. And
when did you start?
I started in 1990.
That went about up to 2002.
Mm-hmm. And I started here thinking I only had the job for 6 months because the art teacher before me was just on maternity leave and was planning on coming back. And so I thought, oh, it was just a temporary job. And she never came back, and I was so happy. And then I did the same thing. I left on maternity leave thinking I might come back, and I never came back. I stayed home with my babies.
So one of your projects was the murals in the cafeteria, and that was apparently called Stomp Day. So can you tell us a little bit about that one?
I can. Actually, Stomp Day was the big culminating event. It was the big last hurrah of the whole project. And I can't remember how long the project lasted, but it was really fun. The woman, Rocky Lear, came. She was very sweet and warm, and met with each of the classes, and they each did an individual project with wool. So they kind of got used to the feel of wool and how it worked and how it behaved under circumstances with soap and water. And so each child was able to make a project that they could take home with them. And in that process learned about how the wool behaved and how to really work with that medium. And then after the kids had their chance to do their own individual project, then we started the gigantic murals and worked together as a school. So as classes came in, they would start layering. So here they're making leaves, and then they would layer it on top of the big one. I think there's a picture here of almost the beginning of it. It's a big flat one. Yeah, right here. Yeah. So it was just white wool, and then we started laying the different colors on, and just doing stacks and stacks of wool. So it got really fluffy. Wow. And so it was this big, huge thing, and it was just layered on top of each other. So colors were overlapping and pictures were overlapping.
So
and
is that how you made it? By stacking wool on?
Yeah, you just kind of tacked and I learned a lot too. I had never done this process before, so it was really fun for me to learn it and then bring it to the students later on, the kids that weren't at school when we had it. So then at the end, once it was all, we had the picture the way we thought it would look good, perfect, it's not linear like drawings and stuff, it was more foggy, you know. And then we put a big screen over it, and that's what Stomp Day was, where we put the screen over it, sprinkled water and soap, and then kids from the school came in barefoot and stomped on it to push the wool down to all kind of weave it in together.
To make it flatter.
And to make them grab onto each other so that so you can lift it up and it doesn't all fall out. And what you see on the wall is our finished products. It was a super fun, active project that everybody in the school could participate in. It was really fun.
Did teachers participate?
Teachers, parents came in, community members, brothers, sisters, you know, I don't know if there's some little kids in there. I think I have some pictures of some siblings in there.
There's a picture of two girls holding hands in there.
Yep, so it was really a great community integrated project. It was really fun. The kids learned about each of the murals and so on. Where like the movie, we did a movie one year, and that was just geared for the 4th graders. And then the weavings were 5th grade. It was a 5th grade project. So sometimes our residency programs were focused on one grade level because it was something specific that they worked on in their classes, where this one was really a school-wide project, and it was fun.
And it looks like everyone had a lot of fun.
And then when, so there were 4 that I was involved in. The clay tiles that are down by the office there. So that was, I believe, a 4th grade, or maybe 4th and 5th grade project, but he also worked with the younger kids so that they got a chance to use the clay and make a tile.